Hi guys, so I'm going to review the Miracle Morning book for entrepreneurs. Now, this is a book that I absolutely love. I've listened to it about 5 or 6 times. It's available on Audible as an audiobook, of course. And it's something that I've found, if I've taken the information, I've implemented in my life, and I've actually seen results. And there's a lot of books and a lot of information out there that, it's pretty useless. And I think this is something that can really help anyone watching this video and that reads this book set themselves up in 2021 to achieve the goals that they've set themselves and at least get more done in the day and be more positive about life. So what I'm going to do in this video, I'm basically going to share my key learnings and things that work for me out of the book. And then, basically encourage you to get out, take a piece of information that I've just shared and do it and start making a difference in your mornings, start making a difference in your life, your attitude, and, get things done. So it all starts with, what time you get up at. So in a way, this is fairly, customizable. If you usually get up at 7 o'clock, for example, that's completely fine. What the next step is for you to create your miracle morning is to get up that little bit earlier. So get up, start with half an hour, and then you can try fit this new routine that I'm going to talk about in that 30-minute gap. And then once you get used to that, you should expand it to at least an hour. And you'll see why an hour is probably more suitable as I go on, as you can get more done and it's a lot more deeper work. So probably the hardest thing that you could say is, well, it's hard to get out of bed. My alarm goes off at 6:30, but I don't want to get up. And the key trick that they recommend in this book is simply by setting your alarm and putting your phone or alarm clock, whatever you use, on either put it at the end of the room or, put it close by on the floor, wherever. So you actually have to get out of bed and go switch off that alarm. I know for me, when I first started doing this, I was actually just started dating my now wife, and I didn't actually want to, wake her up. So it was kind of a rush to get to that alarm clock and switch it off so I wouldn't wake her and risk upsetting her. So that was a bit of a motivator for me. And that's what helped me get into the habit of getting up, that half hour earlier and then therefore an hour. You have to get out and switch it off. It's too easy when it's sitting by your bedside just to grab the phone, click snooze, or, not even open your eyes. You know where your phone is, you hit tap and you don't bother. So that's the first key step. Get up earlier so that it allows you time to be able to do the next part that I'm going to be talking about. So I'm going to share screen for the next part, which is, I'll just do this now. So this is what the book tells you to do to win the day. And it's basically following the Lifesavers Method. And Savers is basically an acronym for these things now. So it's recommended that you do it, in the order that's suggested. But again, you can customize it to wherever you want. If you don't have to be up at 5 o'clock in the morning, then, you don't have to do that. Do it earlier than what you usually would. So essentially you start off with silence, and silence can be, meditation, breathing, prayer, as it says there, and whatever it is to basically relax your mind instead of being on your phone, watching videos, watching, YouTube, being on Facebook and, getting upset with some negative news. It's about taking some time out and, keeping yourself in a relaxed mindset. And the next step that they encourage once you've had some silence is to do some affirmations. So too often, when we start things or we go out to the day, we have these, beliefs that bring us down. We might say, I'm not good enough. I'm not confident. I can't do this. And it's about switching that around. Instead of going through the day where people might even pile on and try and bring you down, you start the day with positive affirmations that can bring you up, specifically targeted to what it is that you're trying to achieve. So for me, being and going and doing my speaking, I would wake up and say, I'm a confident speaker. And just similar things that were targeted to whatever goal that I was working on, that's what I would do with my affirmations. The same with running as well. Like, I can run a marathon. I am persistent with my running. Just simple things like that. So then when I'm out and I'm actually running, I'm not telling myself, later on in the day, I can't do this, I can't do this. I'm telling myself the same thing I started the day with. I can do this. I'm a good runner. And it goes with anything. And it's quite a powerful thing to start off with, because if you get distracted, you go down a negative rabbit hole, that's how you can get sparked into a negative mindset and start the day. The next thing is visualization. So it's visualizing what it is that's, going to happen in the day. You've got a fair idea on, when you're going to work, if you're going to any meetings, whatever it is you're doing. Sit back and really visualize how you would like the day to play out, and anticipate, certain reactions of people. And by doing this forward thinking, this forward planning, you can control your day and anticipate what's going to happen, anticipate distractions, and really got to get on top of things so you can control the day. Because if you just go with the flow without thinking forward of, what you've got planned, that's what's going to happen. Things are going to come from anywhere, and they're going to take your time. People are going to call you, people are going to send you messages, and it's just going to draw from your time. And most of the time, things like that are going to be unimportant, and they're going to take away from what is important to you. The next thing is, do some exercise. This is all within an hour time frame or half hour, whatever you're working with. You don't have to do a full out 30-minute run, weight lift, yoga, whatever it is. You can just cut it back to a 5-minute workout, a 10-minute workout. All you really need to do is spark a bit of energy in your body, just like you have to when you get out of the bed to get the phone. You should do something to get the blood flowing, whether that's push-ups, whether that's a quick lap of the block of your house. Just pick anything small that you can. I know starting off for myself, I basically did that. I would get up, I'd do 15 push-ups, 15 sit-ups, 15 squats, and do a quick lap of the block of the house in order to get the blood flowing. And that's the best way to wake up. After that, you are woken up and you are ready to go. And then you have your shower, and then you move on to the next bit, which is reading. You don't have to read a full book. Commit to 10 pages to say, okay, or just say 10 minutes. I'm going to read for 10 minutes. I'm going to get a piece of knowledge, something that I could use in the day. And it's the best way to really, make time for seeking new knowledge. You don't have to sit down for a good hour reading through a book. The morning's about, sparking your body. It's about sparking your mind and getting yourself inspired to say, oh, wow, that's an interesting piece of information. And I can see how that can apply for the goal. And finally is scribing. So scribing is basically, as he said, he needed an S to have savers. So he just did the word scribing. It's essentially writing. So it's about writing down in a journal, maybe your thoughts, maybe the goals for the day, maybe writing out the actual plan. So you know what it is you need to focus on and what you're going for. And this is something that I've always done. I usually do the writing the night before, so I know what to anticipate the day before. Because before even doing all of this, this is what sparks you in the morning. It's important that you go to bed with a set intention of what it is that you want to achieve. So if you go to bed negative and you've had a negative experience or an argument or whatever, you're going to likely wake up in a negative frame of mind, and that can influence how you go throughout the day. So one thing I started doing was writing down in a journal before I go to bed, things that might have been on my mind. So then I know they're out on paper. I know how I'm going to deal with it, as well as doing things on, with how my day is going to go. I've got it written out. I know exactly what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to be achieving for the next day. And I can rest easy knowing that it's all planned and that I'm going to be in control. So it's quite a powerful routine, as I said. And this is why you can start off at 30 minutes, push it to an hour. He even recommends in the book that you can do the routine in 6 minutes and just, do a minute for each of the savers. And that's probably the best way if, again, you think 30 minutes is too hard to get out of bed. But one thing I understand myself is you only do what you push yourself to do. It's no point in just, functioning off feelings, because too often we will, and then we'll talk ourselves out of it and say, no, I can't be bothered. To do a morning routine and to get in a mindset of, I need to do this to set up my day. It's just got to be a discipline, and you just got to do it, because if you go off feeling, as I said, nothing happens. be disciplined and, just say, I've got to do this. This is my job. Set up a list and then start ticking it off as soon as you get up in the morning. As I said, this is customizable. You do it with whatever you want. It just depends. You could be working night shifts, so you can always adjust it into your way. And going into, this is basically the morning routine, and this is how you can basically win your day. The next thing that discusses is, more about scheduling. So again, with goals, if you don't have a clear set intention on what you're going for, people will text you, people will call, and it'll draw away from it. So schedule it in your time and say, okay, in this time period, this is what I'm focused on, and this is what I'm going to get done. Because if you don't schedule it, anything can draw you away, and essentially it won't get done, because small, unimportant things that don't move the needle will, come in front, and you won't get it done. And there's a lot of people that focus on small, irrelevant things, and this is why you want to distance yourself from that and focus on what's important. Finally, what gets measured gets managed. And what that means is, where, say, you're trying to lose weight, you're trying to save money, whatever it is you're trying to do, you need to have clear targets of what you need to do every single day. Because if you're just guessing and you're just going with the flow, you're not going to achieve anything, or your results are going to be completely random. You need to be deliberate with what you do. You need to be deliberate with the targets that you set, and then at the end of each day, if you've hit the target, you've made the amount of phone calls you need to make, you've done the amount of exercise, or you've eaten the perfect amount of calories. Once you're hitting those targets, you're doing the right things, so that long term, you're actually going to achieve your goal. And it's probably the biggest important takeaway out of this book, because too often it's, people have this idea in their head, but they don't have a clear way on how it's going to be achieved. Yes, you gotta have a big idea and then work it out as you go. But if you don't work it out as you're going, then it's not going to happen. It's just a thought. It's just a dream. So I hope you learned something from this, and I hope you've taken a bit of an interest for the book. As I said, I'd recommend to read it yourself. This is why I consistently go over the same books, because you pick up different information at different points in your life. You're seeking something different to help you move forward. And when you go and listen to it yourself, I'm sure you'll pick something up that will suit you, and it'll be exactly what you're looking for. So thanks for watching.